Hi, it's Vikram here. Welcome to our third session, which is demo for Valydate4u. Sadly, Sana is not around, so I'll be doing the part. Anyway, it's going to be a bit of a technical stuff, so let's go ahead. So now, first and foremost, what I'm going to do today is that we're going to talk a little bit about what Valydate is, what the need is, how the platform actually came into existence, and what is the need that is trying to address. And then I think from there it will zoom into certain features that are needed, and then we'll get into a demonstration part. So let's get started. In last LinkedIn Live or Facebook Live, what we discussed was that how are we looking into the aspect of like eKYC pitfalls, like what actually goes wrong. So again, if you have not listened to that, you can go back, check it out. Recordings available there. So we got some very interesting comments and feedback, following to that. And I think that also helped us to see what more complex problems we can solve. But it was super interesting for us, as well as what we got to know. Okay, now when we talk about obviously custom onboarding, what we are trying to do is that we are making a real person into a digital persona. If we can establish that, that's what we have achieved. So Valydate, the purpose of Valydate is that it's basically to make it go paperless, automate the process to its best, bring in the maximum automation it can, do the best security or validation or verification of the user or the documents, and bring that process. So it's a very, very important aspect of digital transformation of going forward, especially COVID and post-COVID world that we'll be living in. And I think what Valydate essentially addresses is that it verifies the identity, onboards them frictionlessly, and reduces the cost as well as administration aspect, and reduces the, I would say ROI a lot, from a solution point of view when it goes up. And at the end of the day, it addresses to all the different models of eKYC. Again, that's something we have covered earlier, and bring the solution for multiple applications within the same organization, or multiple tenants who are using different features for different applications that they have. So it's and again, because the need varies, so it's kind of in demand, in different regions. So if you're a company who is looking at different regions to be addressed by a single solution, Valydate is spot on. Now, again, I just want to throw a couple of places where it's being used. So it's in financial, peer-to-peer, it's in telecom, it's in online, traveling, it's in online gaming, crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, all these different kind of things. And if you really look at it, anything that we are doing, I would say physically, which has moved digital, from education to BFSI to commerce to legal, or many more, they all have actually embarked upon how I can establish customer onboarding, and how I can make sure that the identity is correct. So eKYC, AML check, all these things come very handy. Now let's jump into what the features are. So essentially, every product or any solution has to address to the need of need of the market, need or the pain points. It has to address the pain points. So if you really look at it, I'll just very quickly flip to a specific sheet or a link, which is essentially for this is the one. So if you go to Austrade, which is the Australian trade, over there they have given a very good comprehensive literature on what eKYC should be, who are the beneficiary holders, politically exposed people, how you should actually map them, what is the procedure, what is the way you should collect the data, verify the data, re-verify the data sometimes, and all the record keepings and everything. So excellent archive of information, and most of the countries have done that. So either from government or from financial aspect, they are trying to bring this in. And AML, PIP, all these are becoming very, very relevant. So if you take all this and you map it, this is how it comes out to be. So you need driving license, you need proof that means the person is actually there alive, whether it's self or through a video. They should have an OTP or a multi-factor coming in, like from a geolocation and things like that. And then also do an external ID check, if from a central government body, let's say your driving license or your passport or your national ID, and also run it through the AML and PIP database whether this person is politically exposed or not, and then keep on monitoring. So that's what Australia has done, and I think in a very similar note, same thing is being done by India and almost any other country, where they have gone a little bit ahead, where there is OCR of the documents. It should be hosted by the bank. It should have their own domain. Then the specific set of documents that are needed, and things like that. So the idea over here is that if you're looking, or if you're an entity who is in both the places, let's say for example in Australia as well as in India, or in Malaysia and Singapore, you will be looking at what you need as a system that will be able to address all these requirements. So you might have a system which is catering for Indian clients. You might have customers who are catered for Australian needs. So if you have that, then you need to have a solution which does that. So what does we really offer as a set of features? So if you really bring it out, it's facial verification or facial recognition. So that helps you with make sure that the person is real and alive. Then the document identity verification. That means the document which is being shown, is it correct or not? Intelligently extract the data. See if the watermarking is being done to avoid that. All those kind of things that are coming, if the document is real or fake. Then address verification. That means the address which is being shown by the user, if let's say it's a bank statement, or if it's a utility bill like a gas or telephone bill, then is it really matching? So contextually it is matching or not. And then the consent note. That means asking the person to write real time. This is me, this is my name, this is who I am, and my intention is to open an account. Excellent way of kind of killing the fraudsters or replay attacks, and to bring that. So if you look at it, either Australia or India or Singapore or US, they would have a combination of these coming in, and to get their identity verification or customer onboarding done. The list doesn't stop there. Then you would have strong authentication. You would have AML check, from a central source. You would have for specific few, you possibly need a video KYC, like where a video call is being made between the user and operator. And lastly, you would need a secure report which you want to give it. Let's say if you're a mortgage agent, give it to a bank, or if you're a company who's under certain regulations of BFSI, then you need to submit those reports. So you have all that coming from the system. At the end of the day, what you'll be doing is that you'll be essentially building these two, right? A self-service system or an agent-based system. Both are valuable, both are needed, and I'm taking it ahead. Now, talking about this particular slide, if you see, within your organization, your applications will have different needs, and different needs are addressed even, in customer onboarding. Some places you might want to use video call. Some places you might want to use a simple, face to ID match kind of feature. So going ahead, Valydate and Ready APIs are the two things which work very hand in hand. Now, where does Valydate, because this is a talk about Valydate, where does Valydate impresses most of our customers and our partners is that it actually helps you to have a business ready to go product. What it means is that when I show you, it will become more clear. Let's say I'm a bank. I have 5,000 employees, out of which let's say 500 are involved in customer onboarding or the front line, and they could be in rural places, they could be remotely working, or on branches or on the HQ, wherever they are. They need to onboard customers physically, or they need to onboard customers remotely. So in-person onboarding or remote onboarding. So if you look at those two scenarios, you need a platform which can do all that end-to-end for you. And that is where it fits in very well. Where Ready API fits in is that if you're building your own application, let's say your internet banking, mobile banking, and you want to embed eKYC, then Ready API comes very handy. So it will become very clear when I show you the whole experience. Now, jumping in, if you really look at it, this is how onboarding would happen. That means you would be creating your agents, you'll be creating a policy, you'll be telling what configurations you want to do or not, what security you want to put in place, like OTP, active liveliness, match face to ID, things like that. And then you would go towards OCRing it, in a way that extracting data, then matching the data contextually, or I would say content wise. And then after that, you would make a call whether you are rejecting or whether you are letting it go ahead. All right. Now, one more question typically which gets answered is that, Vikram, how does your product get deployed, or how does Valydate get deployed? So if this is the way, so it's a Dockerized system. It runs on-prem or on a private cloud or on a dedicated cloud, whichever way you want it. You can run multiple instances to cater for multiple applications with their separate, agents or owners and everything. And then we obviously have the mobile app, which I'll show you, which will also help you out. And then it has that. So what you see over here is that it's a very easy, quick, fast deployment, which can be done over cloud or on-prem, whichever way you would like it. And it is able to work through APIs, through web dashboard, through mobile SDK to deliver what it's supposed to do. So over here is where you would have your partners and your agents and your own employees or your end customers coming in, and they'll be interacting with different modules and systems. So it's quite straightforward. A lot of AI is being used, as you could see over here. I won't go into micro. It's all built by us, so it doesn't really depend on any other third party. So that gives you the advantage when there's a high volume or high velocity kind of setup and taking it ahead. So now let's jump into the demo. So what I'll do is that I'll break it down into three parts. The first part is administrator, like you as an owner, what you can do, and then obviously second is the agent, which is the your person who is, let's say, an insurance company or in a telco or in a legal company who's actually responsible of onboarding customers. And then obviously the end customer, which is the user who's actually filling the applications and taking it ahead. Yeah. So let me just hop on to the dashboard and then show it to you. Okay. Okay. So once the system gets deployed, we have, sorry, essentially, I just want to take you to this one. 1 second. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I think I'm on the wrong this one. Yeah. Okay. Here we are. So I'm over here. So sorry. Yeah, okay. So over here, as from the central dashboard login, you could see that operator is the core one. So I'll come over here. This can be, 2FA enabled. So that features inbuilt if you want to enable 2FA, I'll quickly show you. So you can come over here and enable 2FA to Google token and then take it ahead. So now the first thing which I would like to share with you is that as the master, as the administrator, you'll be able to see all the agents that you have created. You'll be able to create new agents from here. And if let's say if you're internationally appointing them or locally or nationally, whichever way, and you can pick it up. Then the second part is that you would have reports. So you as an owner, so you can add other operators, with the same capability or, junior to you or subordinates to you. Then you can come and see the reports. Essentially what reports does is that it actually gives you the, details of what exactly has been happening. Now this becomes very useful because it will tell you that what agents have been doing and what agents have been performing and how many applications they are able to churn out. So for example, in this show, not too many because one is pending, 3 are rejected. But if you look at this particular agent, she has done, quite a bit of work, where 20 agents are there. So over here, as another aspect is which I want to highlight to you is the configuration part. Now, any product, if you look at others like Jumio or things like that online, it's fixed. It's not changeable. You don't have much you can change. Now over here, what we have done is that we have made the system very deep where you can change it. So even from changing the name or the logo to all the different sets of features. So for example, in your application that you are rolling out, because of the regulators, you don't need consent. You don't need, data breach check, or you don't need video calling. So what you can do over here is that you can actually come over here and you can enable and disable and all the features that are available or that you would like the user to experience. So now in this way, what happens is that you are able to define what features you want to give and what features you want to disable based on your eKYC requirement or KYC requirement. It could be for business or it could be for end customers. And then from there, you can also do the second part, which is you can give scores to each feature. So let's say for facial recognition, you want to give a certain score, positive or negative. Why the score? Now the score is essentially being used for giving an application a rating. So let's say the score is out of 100, total is out of 100, and you are able to say that, okay, I would like to, if any application which is above 70, I would like to let it go through. But any application which is, less than 70 and more than 50, I would like to go for a video call. So let me just share with you very briefly. So if I say enable the video call, enable the recording, that is one thing. And then, geolocation, like whether I want to allow location or not, like whether it's useful for me or not useful for me. Because in certain regulators, they demand that the person should be within the country when they're opening the account, right? So those kind of different features, you can control it from here. And there are many other features which you can control and, take it ahead. So even the email IDs that you would like to, send out, or the text messages which you like to send out, all of them are customizable, and also your this thing, also your gateways, let's say for email or SMS if you'd like. And then what we do is that the questions that you want to ask the user and the documents that you would like to ask the user. So that means where, the face to ID match and all these things should happen. So you should be able to do that. So it's as simple as me coming over here, picking up what I want to, search, then what kind of document it is, and then what kind of score I want to give. And then, for a reference, I, drag and drop one, and then I take it ahead. So as an administrator, I'm able to manage my my agents, my frontline people, which could be in-house or external. I am able to manage my clients. Look at all my clients which are there. I will show you through the agent app also, and then I can see the reports, which can help me to evaluate how my performance has been and who is doing what, and also zoom into certain aspects of what the performance has been over here and what kind of saving I'm making. So let's say per cost application is 5 and you are charging $15. So if you really look at it, this is the kind of application revenue that you have saved. So it's a very simple report, but it's very, very powerful. Now let's go back to the part which is for to log out, the agent part. So the agent essentially is going to look at two things. One is that what are my, what are the applications that I want to process? That's the first part. And the second is the part of actually engaging with the customers and doing the validation or verification. So let me just quickly come in. So this is one of my colleagues. I've just stolen her ID, for now, not in real world. Okay. So over here, if you see, so agent dashboard is much more simpler. Most of the tabs are missing, but obviously you as an agent, you can come over here and do whatever you would like. And now if you see, you have certain categories over here. So saved, pending, verified, rejected, flagged are the ones which are, having low score, and they need to be addressed, or they need to have a video call. Self-registered, which are, and light registered. Light registered is the only one where you don't have video call, you only do it through the web. Now, same is also available on the mobile phone. So agent, we also have the mobile app, which you can, get access to. And that app is essentially going to, help you with, help you with, as you could see over here, the same, same details are being shown over here. So why a mobile app? A mobile is very easy because from here I can, as an operator or as an agent, I can actually initiate a client request. So if I'm a mortgage company and I have multiple mortgage, or agents all over the country, I can give them this particular app, which will be able to help them with onboarding their customers or doing the eKYC, or the identity verification immediately. So I only come over here. So let's say I'm just sending it to myself. I will be coming over here, and then I will be specifying, the person's email ID. All right. This is essentially for making sure that we have certain details which have been given. Okay. So I'll just pick up as rubrics. And then go towards what is my capacity. So let's say in this case, I'm a director, and where I'm coming from. So I'll just say, okay, this particular client is in Australia, and then I'll say start. So now over here, what happens is that so this is the way you can actually add. Now the same thing you can do from the dashboard too. So when you come over here, again, the same way you can actually, say, okay, hey, I want to do a remote or I want to do a physical one. So once this happens, email gets shot out to the customer. So as you could see over here, I've just got an email over here. So I will just open it up. Sorry, yeah. So when I come over here, the process of this is mobile friendly, so you can actually have the experience as a as a even on the mobile. You can get started with that, and then it will ask you to click certain pictures and everything, and then take it ahead. So over here, I've already done that part application of it, so I'm going ahead and making changes and taking it ahead from there. So I will go through the process, but I think you get to understand what's happening. So now once the user has done that, I will be coming over here, and so obviously you could see that Vikram has come in as a remote, and I just created one which was just now as an instant one. But we'll come over and see ones which are verified. So let's just look at this particular one which is being verified. Let's just look at this one. Now what I'm showing you is the report that gets generated at the back end. So as you could see over here is that the scores are being given for the different checks that were made, which location the person had come from, which location the agent had come from, what documents that were signed, when there was a video call, what was the video call about, what questions were asked, and then after that, if there was a quick check done or not. So this particular report can lead to two things. One is that you can call the agent, call the customer. That means, hey, your score is low. I want to check more details. I can actually initiate it. So it would initiate a call with the customer, or otherwise you say, hey, okay, everything looks fine. Now manually, I would like to go ahead and do a paper AML check for this user. So this essentially, and obviously you can print it out and you can take it ahead from there. So what I'm trying to share with you over here is that you have a system where all your new applications can be created, and also you can manage all your applications within the system. So for you as an agent, you have your specific applications which you want, and then you can look at them. Now you might ask that, hey Vikram, why do I see two of them? You see two of them is because this particular person has been asked to fill application twice. So it could be for two different clients. It could be for the same application because the application was not valid or approved. So all those different kind of things can be handled from this particular aspect. Now I think what I want to zoom into is that so if you really look at it, Valydate gives you the flexibility of how your system can be used in terms of obviously achieving greater compliance, but obviously a much faster way of rolling out your system. And then it reduces operationally a lot of cost, brings in a lot of AI to help you out. It reduces your risk because practically does everything for you, from face matching to ID matching to everything. And then obviously this gives you the advantage of competitiveness against others to roll out your customer acquisition much faster for different regions, different areas. And lastly, you can deploy it on-prem or it could be over the cloud as per your choice and taking it ahead. So again, we are here. We wanted to show you what we have built. It's already production ready. So we have few clients who are using this, and we are hoping that if you have any inquiry, you want to engage further with us, how it works, and you would like to have a demo with us, we'll be more than happy to share with you, the whole system. We do a lot of customizations on top of this, if you would like, and then take the system ahead. So again, this was a very quick, short, I would say, demonstration of one of our products, which is Valydate. And as always, we are your security partners. And I think in the next session, Sana is going to talk to a couple of industry experts for their security tips and how we can make the world a better place. So please do check in for that. And we obviously miss her in this call, but I think the next time you will get some awesome content coming from her. Yeah. So I hope you liked, and I tried to cover a bit in 25 minutes this particular aspect, but hopefully it's well received. If you have any questions, you can obviously email me or private message me and then take it ahead. Yeah. So all of you have a good day and awesome week ahead. Cheers. Bye bye.